everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Hope your family members are staying safe. I hope the ones that are out there on the front lines, those essential employees, I hope you all are staying safe. I have a lot of family members, a lot of people who are close to me who are also essential employees. And so they're on the front line. So yes, I am at home and I am in hibernation, and I'm sitting on my couch in my office in hibernation, having some tea and contemplating some ideas that I wanted to share with you today. And probably the name of this video is going to be "The Mind Does Not Care." And just kind of follow me a bit here when I talk about this, because this video definitely falls into line about what this whole purpose of this YouTube channel is, and it's talking about mindset and thinking. And when I say the mind does not care, what I mean is the mind doesn't know if something is real or imagined. It just doesn't know. And there has been study after study after study that shows that this is true. So as an example, Harvard did a study, and they took some pianists, some piano players, and they had them play the piano. And they hooked up all these electrodes to their brain and all this other stuff. And they was watching as they were playing, those synapses and those neurotransmitters that were firing off in their brain. And then they said, okay, now don't play. And what we want you to do is just imagine you're playing. And what they found was that those same neurotransmitters, those same synapses, those same whatever those things that are firing off in the brain were firing off. So the mind doesn't really know what is real or what is imagined. And the reason I say that is because there's this idea that you can take, that you can do, that can allow you to remember your future. And people say, what? What do you mean remember your future? How can you remember like, isn't remembering all about something that occurred or happened in the past? Well, no, think about it this way. You can set a vision for your life. You can set a vision using your imagination, having clarity, set a vision for your life and make it so clear that it looks like it already happened, and have it set so clear that your mind thinks it's already happened. And guess what? The mind is going to start building these synapses and these neurotransmitters. And the mind does what it does, and it's going to go out into the environment and look for opportunities to make that thing in your mind true. It's going to find the resources. It's going to find the people. It's going to find the opportunities. It's going to start looking and seeing for those things. So and I'll give you an example. If you have a belief about money and you want more money in your bank account, you have to set a vision of exactly how much money you want in your bank account, how much you want, and it doesn't matter how. You don't even have to know how you're going to add more money into your bank account. Doesn't really matter. If you know, that's great. But if you do have an idea, but don't be stopped because of fear of not knowing. A lot of times we don't know, and we get stuck on the how. And there is this, we get stuck because we're fearful of the unknown. These are unknown times. A lot of us are fearful. And there was something that I read today, and it talked about fear. And fear, it says fear is wanting to have a predictable outcome for some experience that we've never had. Fear is wanting a predictable outcome for an experience we've never had. That's impossible. You can't have a predictable outcome for an experience you've never had. And so if you think about it, fear is like fog. You might not be able to see 20 feet ahead of you, but you can certainly continue to drive and see 2 feet ahead of you. And you got to have faith. And of course, you would proceed cautiously. I don't know if some of you have ever driven in some thick fog before, but fear is like fog, in that, we can't see clearly until we step into it. We may not be able to see 50 feet away in that fog, but if you continue to drive into the fog, it becomes clear. It becomes clear until you drive out of it. And so that's just one of the things that I wanted to share with you. I also wanted to share with you a booklet. It's not really a book. It's just it's a 8.5 by 11 pamphlet. I wanted to share this book with you. It is called Concept Therapy, the Philosophy. I don't know if you can see that. The Philosophy of Concept Therapy. It's only 17 pages. It's a really, really thin book. And this book says something very interesting about the mind, since we're talking about the mind today. And I started this conversation that the mind does not care because it does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And so this book talks about, he compares the mind to a shadow. And I'm going to read it to you because it's pretty dope what he says here in this book. It says we can compare the mind to the shadow. The mind is merely a name to describe a function, the activity of brain cells. It can be compared to a person's shadow, for instance. You have your shadow on the ground and you say that you have a shadow, but your shadow is nothing more than an effect, a reflection of your body on the ground when it is in a certain position relative to the sun. In reality, though, you do not have a physical object called a shadow. You can actually touch or hold hands. And likewise, just like the mind, you do not have any real part of you that is called the human mind. If you can accept that the mind is the activity of brain cells and not a physical thing. And when we have a brain. The brain is physical, but the brain is not the mind. It's separate from the mind. And so this book, this little booklet, I'm going to call it a booklet. It's a booklet. The Philosophy of Concept Therapy is pretty dope. And it talks about thinking. So if you all, I have 5 copies. I got 5 copies. And the first 5 people to reach out to me, I will send you a free copy of this text. I think it's like 17 pages, but it's pretty good. So just send me. And by the way, if you like this video, like and subscribe and leave a comment. Many of you watch the videos, but you don't leave a comment. Leave a comment. Just say, hey girl, hey, or just say something, But anyway, like and subscribe if you like this video. Share it with a friend. Try to keep the videos pretty short and sweet. Sometimes I don't, but this one I'm gonna try to keep short and sweet. But like I end all of my videos, jump and build your wings. I'm also gonna add, please stay safe and take care of each other. Thanks for watching.